Hi guys, the Middle Maniac back again, and on this video I'm going to be doing a review of the album Symbolic by the band Death. This is their 6th studio album, and this was released in 1995. This is a fan favorite among many, but yeah, understandably so. So, like I said in my other other reviews of Death's albums, each album had a different lineup, just because Chuck Schuldiner, the singer, lead guitarist, and frontman of the band, he wanted each album to sound completely different. So that's why he had different people on each album. Besides him, he's the only one that's on every album. But yeah, so the lineup for this album is, hold on, let me get the pamphlet out here so I could figure out, like, it's stuck. Oh, there we go. On this one, the lineup is on the front or the back. Sorry, I haven't looked at this in a long time. No, no, no. Does it not say? Maybe it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't say what the lineup is on this. That is weird. Yeah, I'm sorry guys, I can't find the lineup credits on this. But I do know that Gene Hoglan was on drums. He was on this one and then the previous album, Individual Thought Patterns. But yeah, I don't know the rest of the lineup besides Gene Hoglan and Chuck Schuldiner, because again, it doesn't say on the thing on here who the rest of these guys are for some reason. Because usually it either says on the thing it usually either says on the back, on the in front of the like on the very first page or on the very last page or in the middle, but it doesn't say at all. So yeah, I'm sorry if I can't figure out the lineup other than Chuck Schuldiner and Gene Hoglan. But yeah, so Chuck Schuldiner on vocals and Gene Hoglan on drums, and then these two other guys who I can't find credits for, so I don't know their names. But yeah. So that's the lineup, or at least the people I can figure out who they are. The artwork. The artwork is very trippy. Like, look at that. That's very, very, very trippy. Yeah, a lot of the artwork during the a lot of their art albums during the 90s, especially this and then the album before it, Individual Thought Patterns, they're very, very, very odd, very almost hallucinogenic like, something you'd see on an acid trip or something. I don't know, but they're very weird. This is probably the weirdest of their album art, but I love it. It's like an eye, some snakes or something, hands, shadows of people, I guess mountains in the background or something, and then the Death logo right there. And then that's just the back. Alright, so let's get to the songs. First up is the title track, Symbolic. It's very cool. It starts off with this weird sort of mellow bass riff, this bass intro. And it's about, like, okay, so I know what certain, like, I can get what certain songs are about. Others I don't know what they're about, just because they're kind of confusing. But oh, before I start talking about the songs, I just want to mention that this is not a death metal album. This is more of a extreme metal album, like very progressive. It's very progressive, very melodic and symphonic, and alternative metal kind of thing. Yeah, death. We're not death metal at this point in time. Like the first three albums were death metal, definitely. But after that, there he went. Czech wanted to go away from death metal because he thought that he did all he could do with that genre. So he decided to go more melodic and progressive. Like he wanted to do a lot more alternative stuff. So yeah, this album, just want to mention, is not death metal. It's very melodic slash symphonic and progressive stuff. Still has some interesting vocals, but yeah, not death metal. Anyway, so the first song is Symbolic, and it's interesting. It's about, I guess it's about holding on to past memories that that you cherish very much, um, and wanting to go back, wanting to keep the feeling of when you were young and innocent, and wanting to go back to that, but knowing that you can't because you have grown up and you're not a kid anymore. But yeah, so that's what that song is about. It's just about once in a while you're like, oh, I wish I was a kid again. Everything was more fun, more innocent. It was a great time. But oh, I can't go back to that because I'm not a kid anymore. So yeah, that's what that song's about. Zero Tolerance. I don't really know what this song's about. But it's really cool. Has some really cool moments, but overall, it's just okay. Empty Words. This is a great song. It has a really awesome chorus. Um, it's just a really catchy song. I love the chorus. Chuck's vocals are really awesome on this one. This song is about basically just people, I guess, promising you something or saying stuff, but then they don't hold up their side of the bargain. Like, it's just about people who like say something that they're gonna do something for you, but then they never do, just because they feel they don't have to, even though they promised. So yeah, Empty Words. Awesome song. Pretty interesting lyrics. Um, Sacred Serenities is the next one. It's track number 4. This one's really cool, but I can't really get what the song is about. I don't know. I'm confused. But yeah, it's really cool. Um, 1,000 Eyes is track number 5. This one's very catchy. This one's very, very, very fast paced. One of the most fast paced songs on the album. I just love it. And the premise for the song, like the story of the song, is really awesome. It's basically okay. So I guess in like the mid to late '90s and maybe even early 2000s, technology was on the rise, right? Like technology was getting very advanced at that point in time, and like some people are starting to develop this weird paranoia that because technology was getting very advanced, the government was able to spy on people a lot better. So the song is basically about people's paranoia at the time of like the government being able to watch people through dozens of cameras, public security cameras and stuff like that. Like people's paranoia of like, oh, there's public security cameras, but oh no, it might be the government watching you doing whatever you're doing. And so yeah, that's why it's called 1,000 Eyes. So it's just like 1,000 cameras of the like people being paranoid that the government's watching them through the cameras. But yeah, really awesome premise and really awesome song. Next up is Without Judgment. I kind of get what this song's about. Like, I think it's about basically like what would happen if like um, people didn't use their judgment and for stuff and just kind of like it's kind of like basically if people didn't have common sense. That's what this song is about. But yeah. Next up, an absolute fan favorite and my favorite track from the album, Crystal Mountain. Now, this song, I think, is the only song from the album that was actually played on the radio for a long, long, long time. Like I remember one of my friends telling me that when he was younger, in like the early 2000s, in like the early to mid 2000s, I guess, like this song was played on the radio on a certain radio station a lot. So it's very catchy, very fast paced, very melodic. It's probably one of the most melodic songs on the album. Yeah, the song is about like basically the song is about uh super extremely fanatical religious people that take their religion way too far and try to push their religion onto others. And if they ever get in, like, the song is about like if those kind of people get into like high status of power and like politically, they try to influence others and try to like convert them and stuff like that and just mess up the government even more than it already is. So yeah, basically, yeah. So the song is basically about those like fanatically religious people that like take their stuff way too far and are basically in high statuses of power and try to manipulate the government and stuff like that. And I mean, and then like another thing about the song is like sometimes like if they don't get their way and if like they don't like if they don't like convert you, they if you say no to what their offer, sometimes they can go completely insane on you, and like yeah, I mean like lyrics like inflicting wounds with a cross-turned dagger. Like seriously, it's like again, like I just explained, like those kinds of people, like, oh, you don't want to be converted to my religion? I'm gonna go all apeshit on you, you know? Like, yeah, it's just a really interesting concept for a song, kind of like getting the message out there. Like, you can be religious, you can have a religious faith, but don't go all crazy about it and like be pissed off if someone doesn't believe the same thing you do. But yeah, um, that's the last song on the. Oh no, it's not the last song on the album. My mistake. Next up is Misanthrope. I honestly don't know how to pronounce this song, the song title, and I don't know what the song is about. Again, it's one of those confusing ones. Yeah, Death has those a lot, especially on their later albums. Um, yeah, it's not that good of a song. Not just because I can't understand what it's about, but just because it's just not that good. Perennial Quest is another one that I don't like. It's just boring. I mean, I think this album should have ended with Crystal Mountain. Like, tracks 1 to 10. I think it should ended with no, not 10, 7. Like I think it should have ended with Crystal Mountain because that would be a perfect album closer. Um, but yeah, it's not Perennial Quest. I'm already messing up my words. Perennial Quest isn't that good of a song. But yeah, that's where the album ends. Technically speaking, there are demo versions of certain songs on the album. But yeah, like I've said before, I'm not really a big fan of demos or outtakes or rehearsal sessions of songs. Like sometimes I'll be surprised and impressed. Like sometimes there's some really good stuff, but most of the time it's just crappy, and that's the reason why they are demos. Like they're just like basically like, oh, this isn't the official song, but this is us trying stuff out. But yeah, overall, a fantastic album. I would say it's a near perfect album. So I'm gonna give this a 9 out of 10. Like maybe if the songs Misanthrope and Perennial Quest were a lot better, then I would give it a 10 out of 10. But as it is, it's still a really good album, like near perfect. So yeah, I'm definitely gonna give this a 9 out of 10. But yeah. So that was my review on the album Symbolic by Death. Hope you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye.